Hello, everybody! Oh, man. What a hellacious past 2 days it's been with the Superstar Shakeup and the WWE and all of the things, including stuff that I've been doing myself. And who am I? Hi, I am Doug Lackey, veteran columnist of Wrestleview.com and co-host of Wrestleview Live, where I cover all of the major WWE pay-per-views here live, post the pay-per-view on the Wrestleview channel, on the YouTubes. If you're listening to me via the audio, that's where you're going to go ahead and find it. Hello, everybody. Make yourselves known in the chat room right now. Hello, CJ. Hello, Quentin. I saw a Gills in there. I think I saw a Jamel in there as well. Hello, everybody. Lewis is in there. Oh, man. Lewis. My girlfriend and I, Deanna, have started on a daily workout regimen, so we are hoping to get as ripped as you. Who else is in there? Let yourself be known right now while I kind of fill you in on what's going on. So, also another title that you can add to mine is SmackDown Recapper, Live Reviewer. If you have not caught it on the Wrestleview site, yep, that was me. I did my first ever live recap of SmackDown. And, oh, man, Quentin saying Doug Lackey, the face that runs the place. I can only hope. So I did my first live recap for Wrestleview, and I'm going to tell you right now, since Adam Martin, our previous editor-in-chief of over nearly 18 years, left, has now gone on to greener pastures, but he's not gone from the wrestling world. But since he left for greener pastures, I was on pins and needles about, oh God, how do I do all this? What am I supposed to do? So here I am. I'm on pins and needles. I don't know how the hell to do anything. I'm serious. I don't. Okay. I see a flare in the night sky. It's from our overlord Paul Nemmer asking if I would like to do the SmackDown recap, and I was like, I would love to if I knew how the hell to do it. So gave me a crash course on how to do it, and oh God, freaking cake. Simple. So Tuesday night on SmackDown, I am just here a tapping away. It was a fun and harrowing experience. I'll tell you that right now. Thank God for DVR, in that I'm sitting there typing away and Deanna comes over to give me a kiss. I'm like, oh crap, I'm 2 minutes behind. And so I'm tapping away on the keyboard to keep everyone up to date on what's going on SmackDown. It was very fun. Can't wait to maybe do it again sometime. Maybe for a Raw, a SmackDown, a pay-per-view, an NXT pay-per-view. Just kind of putting it out there. But it brought me back. It brought me way back to my Cheeto Munchery days as a high schooler. Seriously, guys, I was a major Cheeto muncher when I was in high school. It's during the dawn of the internet, probably about 96 or 97. I'm a junior in high school, a sophomore or junior in high school. And I was the head of a role-playing wrestling federation. Seriously, I was. I did that crap, okay? I had an AOL account. I was a member of the WWE group when the WWE first started trying to do stuff online, so they affiliated themselves with AOL. I ran a role-playing wrestling federation online. I had 40 people, 40 writers, and I was in charge of writing up the scripts for the pay-per-views, for the weekly shows. I did weekly shows, okay? Doing up all the writing and, man, describing all the stuff that was happening. Man, and doing this live recap for SmackDown this week really took me back to those days, to where, I'm doing tapping in the moves for moves, describing everything that's happening. Man, it took me way back. It was a lot of fun. I'll go ahead and put it that way. And also, I'll be honest, with the eFed that I ran way back when, it made me become a good writer. So that when I went into college, I destroyed every writing class I ever took. I destroyed all my writing classes in high school. Gosh, I was a freshman in college and I took expository writing, which was a 4,000 level English class that mainly seniors took. Aced that sucker. So yeah, I had a blast doing the SmackDown recap. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did writing it. Can't wait to do it again sometime. CJ saying he fed him was the shit. Now I write about important things and drink sophisticated drinks. Oh, lucky you. Crash. Cheetos is just a gateway snack for Mountain Dew. Yeah, that's what it was. I wasn't a Mountain Dew guy though. I was Surge. I was a Surge guy. But even in high school, I even drank Jolt, which blew everyone out of the water, you know. So check out the SmackDown recap that I wrote last night. Tell me what you think. And I really hope to do it again. But as far as this show goes, so we're going to recap those past 2 episodes of Raw and SmackDown involving the Superstar Shakeup. Who has gone where? Why has everyone gone where? What are they planning on doing here? And yeah, and then some. Also, lots of news to go over, especially on the injury front, especially on the where are they going front. Also, not many changes to the WWE Milk Carton. Though, if people don't show up next week, it's going to be a full one. It's going to be a big, big box. And finally, we're going to touch up even further on this Superstar Shakeup. We're going to go over every performer that has changed shows and kind of analyze, what is their purpose going to be? Why did they choose to shift them? Why are they there? What potential could there be or non-potential? Not sure. But, hey, Shane, how's it going? But also, I'm going to be honest, I broke out the WrestleMania whiteboard. And I attempted, just as how the WWE does every year, they've got WrestleMania booked for next year. They've got it booked, okay? And so I thought I would try to do that, but God, it was incredibly difficult. I really could not do it. And especially when it's only been 2 weeks since WrestleMania, we've just had the shakeup. We don't know what everyone's place is on each brand. So we may hold off on that for next week or some other week. But instead, we're going to do a little bit of fantasy booking, a little bit. Fantasy booking 101 employed with this segment, in that what are the top 4 segments, top 4 programs or storylines that we could see on Raw and SmackDown. 4 from Raw, 4 from SmackDown. What could we be seeing coming out of the gate? I'm not talking matches. I'm talking storylines. I'm talking programs. I'm talking stuff that's going to be a month, 2 month, 4 month build. Stuff that you should be preparing yourself for. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. And speaking of fun. So, yeah, the Superstar Shakeup went down. And so I made some predictions. A fair amount of predictions. I think I made 12 to be exact. 6 for Raw, 6 for SmackDown. And I made 6 locked picks that would happen. And of those 6 locks, 2 of them were correct. I believe I was correct on Ember Moon going to SmackDown. I was also correct on the Usos going to Raw. I was kind of correct on, I thought Sanity was going to Raw, but instead only Eric Young is going to Raw. And I thought Riot Squad was going to SmackDown, but instead it's only Liv Morgan going to SmackDown. So, that's 4 locks that I got wrong. And as many of you know, whenever I make predictions or locks on this program, because as you know, I am a man of integrity. I hold my feet to the fire. When I get something wrong, I should pay a price. And the price that I pay is by doing a shot of the Luna Azul Blanco tequila. 4 locks, 4 shots of this stuff. Jamel saying movie Melee might be a blessing for the hugger just to get her away from Sasha. CJ says 2 shots, my dude. You know, well, CJ, no, I'm totally with you because I was trying to convince myself, okay, wait a minute. So I got a third of a lock right, and I got another third of a lock right. So is there any way that I can try to soften the blow? But wait, no. I chose the whole group. I said the whole group. So here's what we're going to do. We're doing 2 shots. That's for sure. We got that. By the way, my failed picks, my failed locks, if I can bring it again, let me see. Where are my failed? Did I throw them away? No, there they are. I got so much paper. So much paper. So my failed locks were Sanity going to Raw, Becky Lynch going to Raw, but she's technically on both shows right now. I also locked Braun Strowman to go to SmackDown when my mind was in the right place and Roman Reigns ended up going to SmackDown. So, yeah, that happened. And I also locked Lacey Evans to be on SmackDown, but instead she is going to be on Raw. So, other picks that I was wrong on: Shinsuke Nakamura to Raw, Daniel Bryan to Raw, Asuka to Raw, Drew McIntyre to SmackDown, and AOP to SmackDown. So I was wrong on many fronts. However, Grash saying soften the blow, that's called a chaser. Whose side are you on, Grash? So, all right. So I'm going to take 2 shots right now. Okay? Going to take the 2 shots now. We'll see how frosty I feel later on. I will probably do at least one more later on in the show. You know, I think 3 shots should be warranted because of the Sanity, because of the Riot Squad, and Becky is on both shows. Is that fair? Is that fair? I take 3? Can I do 3 instead, or do I really have to be full bore and take 4? Well, I know I'm doing 2, so I'm going to go ahead and do the 2 right now. First off, what is Doug drinking? Doug is chasing this with an invisible can. It is Smirnoff Ice Smash Cherry Lime. This is a brilliant malt beverage that was on the cheap over at my store. Shane saying 3 is fine with me. Chaotic Neutral says Crash. CJ says do 3. He's with that. So this Smirnoff Ice Smash Cherry Lime tastes fantastic. I've already had one. It has the same ABV as my Strawberry Rita from Bud Light, which is 8.0. So we are going to get the chaser going. This is a way better chaser than the times that I have done Captain and Coke than when I've done my Scotch on the Rocks. So I decided to try to give myself a more, not pleasant, I guess, but a less potent chaser. Because, man, I'll never forget the 4-shot tequila night with the Scotch chaser. That was a doozy, okay? So, all right, here we go. There's the shot glass. That's a double shot right there. Here we go. Going to go ahead and pour it in front of the camera. Just so you know, this ain't water. This is straight tequila. All right. And as always, Gills 3 or just kick out at 2. That's kind of the plan. That's kind of the plan. I think I'm just going to kick out at 2. Dude, Sad Adams Utopia, enough said. I hear you, Grash. No, Utopia is very good. All right. Lewis, Doug's liver, giving us the show we deserve. Man, I take it this is the only reason you guys show up is to see me get blasted. Well, you know what? You got to live up to the gimmick. So, Here we go, procrastinating. I'm staring at this glass. Oh, there's the coaster. Let me get a prep sip here of the smash. All right. All right, we're going to do this. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, got the shot glass up to the camera. And as always, as is tradition, we say it like we always do. Gills knows it, CJ knows it. Grash, we need a supercut of Doug taking shots. All right, here we go. Here's to me not knowing shit about professional wrestling. Ah! Oh, God. Why am I always so wrong? Why am I always so wrong? Okay, we got that out of the way. All right. Let's talk about some stuff with the wrestling and the people in the stretchy pants and the shiny bodies and the heavy makeup. All right. Time to go over this whole superstar shakeup type thing that went on. And so let's go ahead and start on the flagship show. The A show, we think that's Raw. Okay, first off, before we start talking about Raw, report came down by Big Mike Tabasco that Monday talking about there were travel issues that impacted Monday Night Raw, and the show was being completely rewritten. According to a report by F4W Online, Raw, which is taking place in Montreal for the night one of the two-night Superstar Shakeup, is currently being rewritten due to a number of travel issues. Some WWE superstars were taking flights that had a layover in Newark, but a combination of bad weather and flight cancellations are impacting who will be able to be there on time for the show. As a result, they were rewriting segments around those circumstances. Samoa Joe was reportedly backstage, but he was very sick. Heard he had the flu. And his segment was removed from the show as a result. And Dean Ambrose, who is still under contract until the end of the month, was also backstage. So stuff already impacted with the show. So I thought that while we look at Raw from last Monday, can we figure out what exactly was rewritten and who was missing from the show and what were their plans for it? I thought that would be kind of interesting. Okay, so on to the Raw. AJ Styles? What's an AJ Styles doing on the Monday Night Raw? Well, here we go. We're going live to the arena. Stephanie McMahon's music hits. She gets a chorus of boos. Then she introduces Shane McMahon, who, brings out the ring announcer to constantly tell him that he's the best in the world. That brings up a chorus of CM Punk chants because it's Canada. They're the only ones that still do that. He also, a lot of French is said during this show by many people to try to get the crowd riled up because it's Montreal. Basically, Stephanie egging Shane on about beating up the Miz's dad and everything. And then suddenly, Miz's music plays. Out comes the Miz from behind, attacking Shane, getting the fight spills out outside of the ring. Miz going over the barricade. He'll grab a chair, try to wail on Shane, and apparently got himself a little nick along the side of the head while he did so. And so, yeah, the Miz is on Raw. Huh. Ashley in the chat. Hey, Ashley, Shane and Miz's feud ending at Money in the Bank or SOW? What do you think, Doug? Let's see. Or SOW? SOW? What's the other thing? I know Money in the Bank, but what's the pay or Saudi? I don't know what you're saying there, Ashley, but what am I thinking about this feud? Yes, it is going to end at Money in the Bank. They had a Falls Count Anywhere match at WrestleMania. What could they do to... Oh, Saudi Arabia. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Gotcha. Saudi. Okay, gotcha. So, no, this is not going to Saudi Arabia. This will fly over all of their heads. This is going to end at Money in the Bank. But I don't know what kind of match they're going to have. If they're going to have a steel cage match, maybe. They did the Falls Count Anywhere at WrestleMania. They can't do a last man standing. It sounds to me it's going to be a steel cage match, not Hell in a Cell. It's going to be a steel cage because, McMahon's got to drop off of something. He's got to fall from somewhere. So that's what I'm imagining. It's going to be a steel cage match. Miz's dad will get involved somehow. I can see him leaping the barricade, yanking the key from the ref, going in the cage, and trying his damnedest to do something. That's basically what I'm seeing here. But again, the Miz is on Raw. So I totally get why they put Miz on Raw, and we're going to talk about those reasons later on in the show. But Mr. Miz is the ref. Oh, I'm buying that, Quentin. Oh, you're reading my mind. I guess I get why they brought Miz to Raw, but I'm not seeing the long-term ramifications when it comes to programs and storytelling. So we'll just leave it at that, okay? So, Miz is on Raw. We have a video package of Rollins beating Brock Lesnar there. So Seth Rollins is going to be teaming with Roman Reigns and a mystery partner to take on Belle Biv DeVoe of Karen Bourbon, Bobby Lashley, and Drew McIntyre. Yes, Belle Biv DeVoe. They are still a faction. Ricochet's music hits. Contains a new Ricochet gunshot sound, which is pretty nice. Michael Cole wonders if this means Ricochet is now part of Monday Night Raw, and then Aleister Black makes his entrance. Cole says that he is also part of Raw, so now Raw has got Ricochet and Aleister Black. Okay. Gil's saying I wanted Miz and Bryan to be on the same brand. I did too, but they are moving past that. They're moving past Miz and Daniel Bryan because don't be shocked if you're still going to be around to watch. That's something that they might uncork 2 to 3 years from now. Seriously. Daniel Bryan and The Miz have such a great rivalry. That is something you just want to keep in a bottle and age right now. It's something you don't want to unleash. It has so much potential for something so much bigger. Bigly. Here I am going all Trumpy on you guys. So, anyway, back to the show. Raw has got Ricochet and Aleister Black. And look at that. Oh, we had Roy Nemmer at the show there in Montreal. So, yeah, CJ, it's like fine wine. Yes, it is. Let's see. NXT. And now, also, so we have Ricochet, Aleister Black, along with the Raw Tag Team Champions of Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins in the ring. This is going to be an 8-man tag going against, hey, James, my liver, it's trying not to wave right now. Ricochet, Aleister Black, Zack Ryder, and Kurt Hawkins, those two, the Raw Tag Team Champions, and an 8-man tag going against the Revival, and then War, Viking. Going up against Eric and Ivor, the Viking Experience, the current NXT Tag Team Champions. All right. By the way, we have this match, and we showcase the Viking Experience and all the stuff that they can do, including this nice little thingy that they do with Ricochet, doing a drop kick when they try to do a double power slam. Here we go with Eric slamming Ivor on top of Kurt Hawkins, and your winner is going to be with Eric picking a dude up, Ivor doing the leg drop on Zack Ryder, and that's how you do it. Okay, so I'm going to keep this playing in here on the channel for those of you listening audio-wise. Okay, so Shane, whoever came up with their name change deserves a douchebag of bleach to the face. CJ, from what reports are saying, they were supposed to be known as the Berserkers, but then the Berserker got popped with a DUI. First off, my thoughts on the name change to Viking Experience, okay? I totally understand why the name change, okay? It's like we're actually saying that the War Raiders was a good name. When they were introduced on NXT, I said it was already a bad name, okay? War Raiders. It's hard to say. It's hard to pronounce, okay? Is Viking Experience any better? No, not at all. I think this was done incredibly haphazardly with the name change. First off, a name change was warranted. Name change was warranted. I'm going to turn down my mic here just a little bit. You guys let me know if I'm not bleeding too much. So, first off, a name change was needed. Okay. What's a Viking Experience? That's all I can think about, says James. Name change was warranted. But what do you change it to? You have a long time to think about this, okay? But this tells me that when it comes to Vince McMahon, who is the head producer of Monday Night Raw, and Triple H comes up to him and says, "Hey, Dad, I've got these guys that are a great tag team, and I'm bringing them in. They're called the War Raiders." And suddenly Vince goes, "Oh, God, I hate that name." Everything about this name change decision reflects how much Vince does not watch NXT. It reflects it. It does. Because if he had been watching NXT, he would have had all of this thought out way in advance. He would be thinking about how to market them and brand them on his flagship show. If they were going to be on the flagship show, they might be on a different show. Who knows? But they were going to be on his show. He would know immediately how to market them. Am I too far off on this assumption? I don't think I am. Okay? So, first, how do we solve this? Okay? Or, more beyond the point, can it be solved? All right, so they're known as the Viking Experience. Can this be solved? Absolutely, it can be solved. If you want to change their name again to something different, it needs to be done immediately, but needs to be ushered in at a different pace. What do I mean by that? So, next week on Raw, if I were in charge of this and this name is just god awful, how am I going to change this name? I will have clips of Eric and Ivor doing their thing on the match that they had on Monday. I will not have them live on TV. I'll just remind the audience that they're there. I just call them Eric and Ivor. That's all I call them. I don't give them a team name. No team name, okay? The team name will be revealed the week following. So you give me 2 weeks to reveal this. Gil saying Vince should let Triple H get them up on the main roster then. Well, they would have thought about that, right? But there's a reason that they were brought to the main roster. James, I'm no math whiz. Okay, no, I'm not going through that, James. TLDR. So back to Viking Experience, War Raiders, Eric Ivor. I kind of did a little bit of searching myself. I tried looking up some dictionaries or translations for Old Norse language, okay? Or Viking language, or Norwegian, you know. What name could I give these guys that sounds menacing? That sounds foreboding, okay? Because first off, these guys are heels. You got to understand that. These guys are heels now, okay? So it's got to be foreboding. It's got to be menacing, all right? Something to have to do with war or fighting or destroying, okay? But the translations that I was finding into Old Norse language, the words did not come out right, okay? It was like Ferris is what it looked like. It was like Ferris. It did not sound menacing. Okay? Andrew saying berserkers, I totally get it, but that sounds, no, I don't, that doesn't sound, there are no team names like that unless they're brothers like the Usos or the Hardy Boys. Berserkers does not sound right, okay? So, what would I name them? I know this is going to sound weird, okay? And it's going to sound weird because it's a singular name, but I would call them the Dreadnought. Large ship, you know? It just sounds menacing. It sounds destructive, you know? Eric and Ivor, the Dreadnought. Something like that, you know? Or you call them the War Machine. You call them something like that, okay? But they didn't think that way. They didn't have enough time. This was incredibly bum rushed to bring them in. Again, don't get me wrong. They are a perfect fit for a time on Raw. Okay. So, hey Andrew, how's it going? And so the marketing was not thought through with these guys. Okay. Though they've got a place on the show right now, albeit for another 2 or 3 months. All right. So for now, it's the Viking experience. They're named after an amusement park ride at your local state fair. It's something you're going to have to deal with. Okay. But I just wanted to show that this blatantly shows how Vince does not watch NXT and how this was forced into his lap. He gave the okay on it, but had quick trigger mindset of, no, I don't like this. I just can't do it. No, not War Raiders. That you can't pronounce that. Pillage and Plunder? No, I don't know. I don't know about that. They not thinking has been a problem for years. No, Shane. No. Stop it. Don't cross that line, Shane. Don't be saying that WWE Creative not thinking has been going on for years. They hit it out of the park plenty of times, okay? Andrew saying he apparently doesn't watch other TV. Absolutely correct. Beowulf and Grendel's. No, not Beowulf and Grendel, but close. Okay. But no, I really thought that, call him the Dreadnought, Eric and Ivor. Oh. Just how you say it. Just how it gets guttural like that, Dreadnought. Break out from your diaphragm, So, oh well. So we have the Viking experience. Sounds kind of kinky. Sounds like something I might want to introduce Deanna to sometime. I don't know. All right. Intercontinental Champion Fons Balor is making his way to the ring wearing the blue tights. He's going to be in action against a superstar chosen by the McMahon family coming over from SmackDown Live. Who is that going to be? Well, it's Andrade and Zelina Vega coming out. And Zelina Vega gets on the stick and says her spiel about how Andrade has had the best matches on SmackDown. He's going to go ahead and say something in many different languages. Fons Balor versus Andrade. This was a fun match. There's something about Fons Balor. He has some really good matches with people his own size. And against Seth Rollins, against throw him out there. I just thought of Seth Rollins right off the bat because of his title match. So, Fons Balor seems to be really good with people his own size. He's horrible against those that are 100 pounds heavier than him. But Andrade Finn Balor had a really good match. This was a fun one. Here we go with the, what are you doing? What are you doing, Andrade? You're going to do a cartwheel into a backflip that's going to nail Finn Balor in the noggin. That's really neat. But your winner by pinfall after some shenanigans by Zelina Vega, doing a Hurricane Run on the outside because that's what she does and it's really good, is Andrade. Andrade and Zelina Vega coming over to Raw, fun stuff. No complaints at all about that. No complaints at all about that. And I guess that's really because Andrade has done a lot of great matches on SmackDown already. His matches with AJ Styles, with Daniel Bryan, Rey Mysterio, who, spoiler, just think about that for a little bit. But he's done all these great matches on SmackDown to showcase what he can do. So now he's coming over to Raw. No problem. No problem at all. It's going to be some fun stuff with this guy, especially when he's going against large guys like a Braun Strowman. Andrade Braun Strowman? Ooh, doesn't that sound tasty? Can you imagine Zelina Vega trying to do a Hurricane Rana on Braun Strowman? All right. Next up, we're walking with Elias. Right now, he got the molten lava heat, did Elias, with his line regarding the Montreal Canadiens hockey team, talking about how the energy he was getting from the crowd and everything. He said that you could feel this energy regularly if the Canadiens were good enough to make the playoffs. Molten lava heat. Oh, God. So hot. So hot, so hot. Oh, Elias, you're a fun one. But then suddenly Rey Mysterio's music hits. He comes out and does the 619 and all the other stuff on him. Knocks him out of the ring, but then screams from the PA to herald the entrance of Lars Sullivan. Once again, coming out here to slam down with the freak accident on Rey Mysterio and doing a pretty nasty gut-wrench running powerbomb. Man, love me some Lars Sullivan. Love me some Lars Sullivan. Saw him, and I was thinking, oh, God, please don't have him on Raw. Please don't have him on Raw. You can't have him going alongside Braun Strowman. That's why I got Braun going on over to SmackDown. Nope. Cole called Lars move the shit bomb. Okay, sure. Oh, boy. Full segment with Elias pressing all of the buttons was great. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah. Rey Mysterio going to Raw. Thoughts on that later on in the show. Bobby Roode and Chad Gable are in the ring. They're doing their prototypical superstar shakeup, open challenge. Who wants to come at us? Why would anyone want to come after Gable and Roode? What is there to gain from coming after Gable and Roode? I don't know why. And then, suddenly, here come the Usos. Here come the Usos beating Gable and Roode for the win with the double splash from the opposite corners, because that always fascinates me, because they are definitely drivers of American vehicles, because when they do the double splash from the opposite corners, they stay in the right lane. So I always fear that one of them will stray across the median, and that's not going to be pretty. So they stay on the right side. So Usos to Monday Night Raw. Called it. No problem. I'll go over why I say they are a fantastic fit for Monday Night Raw later on in the show. There's a lot of later on in the shows going on here. Roman Reigns is going to be teaming with Seth Rollins and a mysterious partner going against the Belle Biv DeVoe. But before we do that, a moment of bliss with Alexa Bliss and her guest, Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn coming out, milking the Montreal crowd for all they're worth for a very good 5 to 8 minutes. Milking them for their chance, only to bring them down, saying that they're crap. That's why he moved out of Montreal. He loves the city but hates the people. That's why he lives in Orlando. Yeah. And he says that he's just going to leave the segment. Yeah. It was a fantastic segment. Fantastic way to get him back to molten heel status. Quentin saying the Usos will be my Walter of Raw. There are other Walters on Raw. Okay. Alexa was face for some reason, Jamel says. No, yeah, I was a little confused about that with Alexa being the, not face, but being the voice of reason, I guess. But apart from that, this was a fantastic segment to further cement that Sami Zayn hates the people. For very good reasons that only us that are on this show, in the chat room, and myself would understand why. Put it that way. But as long as he keeps on putting down the people that are there in the live crowd, that's all that really matters. And as long as they react, that's all that really matters. The Iconics versus Bayley and her mysterious tag team partner, because Sasha is nowhere to be found. I don't know why. Bayley's mysterious tag team partner is the brand new entrant into Raw, and that is Naomi. I should have thought about this. I really should have. If the Usos are going to Raw, then Naomi should be going to Raw as well. Why didn't I think that? That was the thing. When Bayley said that she had a mystery tag team partner and it was about to come out, in my mind it was like, oh, fuck, Naomi. I should have known that. If I got the Usos coming, I've got to have Naomi coming over. Doug, you're a dummy. Bayley and Naomi get the clean pin on the Iconics. How do they do it? I don't know. But I'm going to show a really cool move with Naomi booting Kay in the face, dodging the roundhouse kick, and taking a Bayley to belly. And yeah, that's really fun stuff. Going to throw this out there. Bayley and Naomi, if everything stayed the way it was, would have had a lot more chemistry as a tag team than Bayley and Sasha ever did. Just kind of putting it out there. Andrew saying it was a nice gesture, but usually the E doesn't have to keep couples together. No, they don't. They teased it with Rusev and Lana at one point. To be fair, we all kind of overlooked that one. Doug says, Jamel, yeah, I should have known better. I'm better than that, okay? I really kick myself for that one. No, I really do. All right, I had to take a swig of the smash. Video package of Becky Lynch defeating Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania 35. Later tonight, Becky Lynch is going to be taking on Ruby Riott. Okay, sure. EC3 is making his entrance. He's going to be action next, and then we go to a commercial break. This has been the thing now for the past 3 weeks on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live, that they have someone making their way to the ring to try to entice you to stay for the commercials, to go through those. EC3. You haven't had him in a match in well over a month. Why in the hell would I want to stick around through commercials to see him in the ring? Just kind of putting it out there. Shane saying that's why you need a third shot. Yeah, you're right, Shane. James, well, no. Doug is on. Good way to kill this hour layover. Yeah. Yep. Thank you much, Tone. Yeah, thanks, Goose. Trying to help you with your hour layover there. I'll try. All right, so EC3 is in the ring, and before we do that, we come out for the commercial break. Creepy bird in a creepy box, creepy smoke everywhere, and creepy music. There you go. EC3 versus Braun Strowman. Braun just takes him outside of the ring and plows him through the stage, and there you go. That's enough of that. Something tells me this was the segment that filled time. I got a feeling. Was this the segment that was rewritten for time because of layovers? Maybe. Because if I bring up my database of people that did not show up on this show, I'm going to bring it up right now. I've got my database. You guys aren't going to see it and everything, but I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to list off people that were not on Raw this week that might have been laid over. So here you go. Mojo Rawley, Dana Brooke, Tyler Breeze, Titus O'Neil, Sasha, maybe, Heath Slater and Rhino. Who else am I looking at here? Lucha House Party, the B Team. Even Daniel Bryan has not been on television, period. I'm just throwing that out there. Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal wasn't on there. Anyone else from Sanity? I don't see major names, Ascension. I don't see major names that were not there. The only one that I can think of is Jinder Mahal. So, yeah. No Way Jose. Yeah, never forget No Way Jose. Yeah, he wasn't there either. There were plenty of people who were not on this show, or on the previous show for that matter, to warrant there being a rewrite. I'm just kind of putting that out there. So I'm kind of curious about why this report came out. Unless there were some people that were supposed to be in the Superstar Shakeup that were supposed to be on Raw, but they weren't. But they released the full list of people who were switched from Raw to SmackDown, and none of them, I believe, warrant a segment. So I don't, unless it's Samoa Joe, but Samoa Joe is sick, and that's okay. I'm really confused. I'm really confused on this one. We go to commercial break. Announcement that Eric Young is part of Sanity, and earlier on in the show, Cedric Alexander is now a part of Raw. I really want to let this be known right now. I am shocked they announced on the television show that Eric Young was a part of Raw. I am shocked that they announced that. Because that, even myself, I didn't even believe that deserved an announcement at all. But they said it. I don't know. It kind of, I mean, honestly, it floored me. Because I'm not saying that I've always been high on Sanity. It's just that I've always been, they are an act, they are just not used. I'm not saying they're good. I'm just saying that they're an act that can be used. They haven't been using them at all. And now you mention Eric Young all of a sudden? How in the hell would anyone know what an Eric Young is? They weren't at WrestleMania. I don't get it. Young's as a Rollins opponent? No. CJ, no. You're crossing the line. No. No. Eric Young deserves better, says James. Look, this is not about who deserves what. This is just about logic. You have not had this act on television for 2 months. You have not used them at all. Why would you warrant telling us that one of a faction of 3 was going to be on your show now? Why? It doesn't make sense. At all. None. None at all. Becky Lynch versus the Ruby Riot with the Riot Squad in tow. They are all at ringside. Yes, Becky Lynch won. I want you guys to know that basically these recaps of Raw and SmackDown are really more about who came over to the shows and how they came over. Yep, here we go. An STO, which is really cute from Ruby Riot because people love wrestling. But, the second time around, she tries it. But nope, not this time around. Becky Lynch tries it for the disarmer, and that's how she gets the win. Yes. After the match, Natalya makes her way to the ring, telling her that she wants a shot at the women's title. But nope, here comes our favorite Southern girl, Lacey Evans, coming out. Says that she admires Natalya, but the Raw Women's title could never be around the waist of a has-been like her. A lady knows how to curry favor and use her influence to get what she wants now that she is officially on Monday Night Raw. She wants that Raw Women's title, and Evans says she has the authority per the McMahons that Natalya's next match be against her. The winner will be first in line for the title, and Evans is going to educate Natalya on a woman's right. Lynch should pay attention. A lady can teach the man a thing or two. Now, I'm trying not to show bias because I'm from the Carolinas and Lacey Evans is from the Carolinas and everything, but she pulled off a better promo than any of the female roster could ever pull off on that Raw roster. Period. Okay? She is immediately the best on the mic. Period. Becky Lynch is a mushmouth. Natalya only spews off the same old lines that is fed to her from creative about Bret Hart. Bayley, oh God. Ugh. Sasha, ugh. Lacey Evans is the best on the mic, okay? Even though you may think that it sounds incredibly read off, at least she practices. At least she practices. Natalya versus Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans gets the win with a nice little moonsault after the women's right. Yep. So she is going to be facing Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's title coming up at Money in the Bank. Charlie Caruso is backstage at outside of the men's locker room, which seems incredibly small to house all of the men that would be in there. God, I'll bet it smells like, oh God, imagine the smell in there. Seth and Roman are outside of the doors, and, she's kind of talking to them, and the door opens, and they try to shut the door behind them because that's their mystery partner. Who could it be? I don't know. Creepy dollhouse with creepy toys, creepy rocking horse, creepy rocking chair, creepy doll. Yeah, there you go. Finally, main event of Monday Night Raw, 6-man tag. Belle Biv DeVoe, Karen Borbin, Bobby Lashley with Lio Rush in tow, and Drew McIntyre facing Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns. Their mystery tag partner is the aforementioned AJ Styles, who was over in the picture starting off this entire review. Nice little segment here with Bobby Lashley getting stomped on by Seth Rollins from the pin. Roman Reigns, opposite corner, spearing Bobby Lashley. Lio Rush telling him, dude, watch out. No, not getting any of it. There's your winners of the match, and that's the end of the show. What did everyone think of Raw? 71% with a thumbs up. This is the first time we've had a positive rating from Raw, I believe, in the past month and a half. Yeah. Jamel saying AJ on Raw is going to be fun. I love that creepy, bizarre stuff, says Andrew. Oh, I do too. So, we have got, apart from all of those that were mentioned, so Monday Night Raw has acquired those that were announced on the show. The Miz, the Viking Experience, Cedric Alexander, Andrade and Zelina Vega, Rey Mysterio, Naomi, Lacey Evans and AJ Styles, and EC3 and Eric Young. Those are all of the new members of Monday Night Raw. So, how did SmackDown fare? Freaking coaster. Brace yourselves. Time for you to bring out your judgments of who got the better fair shake on this. Because now we go to the greatest review ever written for Wrestleview.com. Written by someone who has a good 2 years experience of writing for a role-playing e-fed. Written by yours truly. It's time to talk about the Blue Show. Well, look at that. Written by yours truly. Hey, why is Roman Reigns and Elias over there? Who's the dude in the suit? Yes. Coming to you from again, Montreal. Before the show occurred, it's touted on WWE.com and the Twitter that Vince McMahon was going to make this glorious announcement for SmackDown's greatest acquisition ever. Greatest acquisition ever. Immediately, everyone said Roman Reigns. And when he said greatest acquisition ever, I yanked off my glasses like this and went, shit. Yep, there it goes. There goes my shot. Yep, gonna be drinking a hell of a lot tonight. Yep, here we go. I'm really gonna kind of fly through this because I wrote this, I watched it, so here we go. Kevin Owens bringing out the KO show. Introduces Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. And kind of brings up the elephant in the room. Hey, where's Big E? And Woods reveals that he was injured in last week's match, and that over 80% of Up Down Down's roster is on Raw now, and he's severely pissed because he needs him some Tyler Breeze on SmackDown if that doesn't happen. So Kevin Owens then offers his services to be the third member of the New Day. So he is given a t-shirt. He is bequeathed a unicorn horn. The shirt fits quite snugly on him. And there you go. So yeah, he calls himself the Big O. Insert anime reference here. So, there you are. New honorary member of the New Day. After this happens backstage, Rusev and Nakamura are watching because they're supposed to be facing Xavier Woods. And now apparently Big O. Cesaro shows up and goes, hey, would you guys like to have some fun? So we are now probably going to have a 6-man tag. But out of nowhere, Finn Balor, the Intercontinental Champion, shows up on SmackDown. CJ saying, yep, I get it. Yeah, I watched Big O on Toonami on Cartoon Network way back in 99. Yeah, I watched it. No, it wasn't 99. It was more like 02, I think. No one saw that coming, especially after they didn't even announce that the Samoa Joe wasn't a member of Monday Night Raw. In fact, here's the thing. Everyone is saying that Samoa Joe is a member of the Raw roster. I'm going right now to the WWE Superstars page. Here we are. Samoa Joe, United States Champion. SmackDown Live. Samoa Joe, SmackDown Live, U.S. Champ. We have no reports. The Superstar shakeup has happened. What, are they just going to insert him next week? What are they just going to do it next week? They're just going to insert it for the hell of it? Why couldn't they do it during the show on Monday? Hayden saying, darn, I'm late. I'll have to watch it later. Have a good evening. Appreciate it, Hayden. We'll have it for you. We'll have the show for you. All right, so Finn Balor on SmackDown Live. I totally understand why they're doing it. Totally understand. Yeah, he is going to have a match now against Ali because, it's got to be against someone his own size. Really, really fun match. Nice little fun match here with Ali missing the 450, but then sent to the turnbuckle with the drop kick. Really, really fun match. Fun match, and also showed the respect when Finn Balor lifted him out of the corner to shake his hand. Oh boy. Kevin Owens is backstage shoveling down pancakes because that's what Big E would do, and then he's got to be initiated into the New Day. Creepy box, creepy bird, creepy music, creepy smoke. There you go. Carmella versus Charlotte Flair. R-Truth and Carmella were in the ring dancing going into our commercial break, and then Charlotte Flair comes out, and we just have this random match. It's only to remind us how important Charlotte Flair is, and also Carmella was the Women's Battle Royal winner. That's why the trophy was along ringside. Oh, and he said something about he was now the Blue Demon backstage. No. Oh, great. Now we get demon makeup with blue in it. Fantastic. Charlotte gets the win over Carmella via submission. But after the match, as R-Truth was tending to Carmella in the corner, Lars Sullivan comes out again. But this time, he is officially a part of SmackDown. Thank goodness. 2 different monsters on 2 different shows. Thank goodness. Becky Lynch's music hits. She comes out to talk about stuff because she has 2 belts. But then, interrupted by Ember Moon. Yes! Got the lock! Ember Moon making her way to the ring, saying that she's there to make a name for herself, that she wants a piece of Becky Lynch. But then suddenly, Bayley's music hits. And she's a part of SmackDown. And that it's been a while since she's seen Becky Lynch. But then the Iconics come out and they start talking some smack about everyone in there, and they've got belts of their own. But then Paige comes out because last week Paige mentioned that she was going to introduce a brand new tag team into the SmackDown roster because of Superstar Shakeup, and that'd be the best time to do it. Everyone immediately saying Sky Pirates. Everyone immediately saying Kairi Sane and Io Shirai. I had no idea. I mean, yeah, that seems the obvious, but I never depend on the obvious. She comes out and says that she will be speaking for this new tag team and introduces first Asuka. Asuka comes out. I'm going to be brutally honest. I need to sip my sources. Because I know the news, because my sources were telling me it wasn't true, but my heart and my brain was telling me this is what we would love it to be, but Fantasy Booking 101 taught me, no, you're wrong, Doug. Asuka comes out, and the partner, I was praying for Mako Satomura. Oh, God, did I want Mako. Oh, did I want Asuka and Mako Satomura to be the tag team that Paige was announcing. Oh my God, I would have keeled over. But no, it wasn't going to be that. No, it wasn't going to be that. Instead, it was just Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane is now an official member of SmackDown Live. Alongside Asuka, they are going to be a tag team in this thing. Yes. So, that's okay. That's okay. I guess I'll just have to keep dreaming. You know? It's not going to happen. Mako's not going to come back to the WWE. She's not going to make it. Though I loved her entrances and loved her stuff on the Mae Young Classic. Oh, God, that's an act I think they missed out on. But this will lead us to an 8-women tag of Bayley, Ember Moon, Asuka, and Kairi Sane going against the Iconics. Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, who also made their way during this convoluted segment. The Good Girls win this match and debut the audience to the insane elbow, which will dislodge your hip by about 5 centimeters every time you do it. Oh, boy. It's so tough for me to watch because I have a hip injury that I've been nursing for the past 3 years. God, that hurts. God, that really hurts. Unless she's landing flush on her, her backside, and she kind of is, but man, that really shifts your hip. Damn. So, we're giving a recap of the SmackDown Live Superstar Shakeup of Lars Sullivan, Finn Balor, Ember Moon, Bayley, and Kairi Sane. Kevin Owens backstage does Big E's intro for the New Day. Yep, gets him going, and man, he's got a very gnarly voice. He can't really get it from the diaphragm. He doesn't really project. He's got, his cockles are not where they're supposed to be. They do their introduction after a commercial break. Buddy Murphy introduces himself as the best kept secret, and he's going to be on SmackDown Live. Okay. Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, Kevin Owens versus Rusev, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Cesaro. Typical six-man tag. Good guys win. That's all you need to know. Finally, after a creepy doll segment after the commercial break, Vince McMahon is in the ring. He's there to introduce not only the future of SmackDown, he's also the future of the WWE. He's tough. He's talented. He exudes charisma. Ladies and gentlemen, Elias. Elias is a part of SmackDown. And as he tries to serenade the crowd, Roman Reigns comes out to the ring, and he delivers a Superman punch to Vince McMahon. He does some stuff to Elias, and that's how we end the show. So, prettiest elbow drop in the game. Too many elbow drops, Doug? Well, yeah, way too many elbow drop skills. Yeah, that's right. Canada is super familiar with Kyrie. I guess so. Okay. So what did you all think of SmackDown Live? Yeah, I'll give it a thumbs up. Yeah, it was definitely thoroughly entertaining. 71% was positive for Raw. What was the positive for SmackDown? Survey says, show me potato salad. Come on. Come on, Internet. What do you say, Internet? 81% says thumbs up for the SmackDown, which is per show, which is par, which is as a tradition, which is, as we always say, brought about by Andrew on the thread in the Wrestleview Media Facebook group page, because nobody watches SmackDown. So, 81% giving thumbs up to that. All right. Those were the Superstar Shakeup episodes of Raw and SmackDown. Before we get into more in-depth analysis on the Superstar Shakeup type thing, I'm going to take a swig of the sources. I want to refill the sources because my sources are so good. Such a pretty sound. Nice fizzy sound. Nice happy sound. Okay, I'm going to hold off on that third shot for later. After we talk about the news, there is a lot of news to go over. Kind of important news to talk about, especially on the injury front and then some. News, where are you? Oh, there you are. Okay. All right. Everyone in Internet's world, on the Twitter, on the Reddits that I am not a part of, thank God I'm not a part of, have to always thank Doug for that line, gave me something to put for the rest of the week. Thanks, Andrew. Not a problem. Nobody watches SmackDown Live. Nobody watches it at all. Excuse me while I adjust my image. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay, so Twitter going bonkers. Honestly, for the past week and a half. And I've been really putting off talking about this, but now that we put it on Wrestleview, we'll actually talk about it now. As reported by the intrepid Mike Tedesco, reported on last Friday. According to a report by Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful, WWE superstar Sasha Banks wants out of her WWE contract. After days of speculation over her sudden canceling of an appearance on the Wendy Williams show last week, more details have come to light on Banks' WWE status. Banks reportedly was left frustrated and feeling blindsided over her and Bayley being booked to lose the WWE Women's Tag Team titles at WrestleMania 35 this past Sunday to the Iconics. Banks was under the impression they would be given a long reign to establish the championships. While Banks has asked to be let out of her WWE contract, WWE has asked that she take a few weeks to consider the decision fully and not do anything rash. Sources that spoke with Sapp said they would be surprised if Banks was let out of her contract. She is right now on vacation in the Dominican Republic with her husband, along with Kalisto and his wife. Picture shown here from the Instagram of Kalisto having fun. So, all right. Doug, what do you think? Andrew saying my advice for Cody Rhodes is I would not sign her at all. Okay. Doug, your thoughts. Sip on the sources. First off, I am never one to believe boys or girls in the back drama. I never believe any of that stuff, regardless of who the sources are or what the reports are. I really never believe in them. Because honestly, all of them seem to be, to me, purely based on what people see on TV and what they believe should happen. And so they create reports in order to facilitate what they believe should happen on television. Okay. However, this was backed by 2 straight weeks of her not being on television. But it's because she's on vacation. Kalisto has not been on TV either. Except for 205 Live, where they had a match on there. So, 2 weeks straight of no Sasha Banks. Doug, what do you think? I think that, is there frustration? Yes. But it can't be for the results. Oh my God, you're angry because you don't have a title and you're not going to be shown prominently. Sasha, you won the title in February. You've been doing absolutely nothing. You went to SmackDown once. You've only been on Monday Night Raw, and you had 1 title defense against Nia Jax and Tamina at Elimination Chamber. You've only had 1 kind of program. And then it was led up to WrestleMania, where your match was more about the returning Beth Phoenix than it was about you. Have you watched your matches? You are botcherific. Matthew, the creator of Botchamania, is having a field fucking day with you right now. I can understand why Sasha Banks is frustrated. She's been horrible. I don't blame her for feeling frustrated. Her performance in the ring has been shit. So, what am I to take from these reports? I don't think that she's angry that they lost titles. I think she's angry because she's not good. She's frustrated in herself. She needs some time off to recollect, to refocus. Okay? But if I want to take stock in the rumors, what are my thoughts? We won't miss you. Knock yourself out. Go right ahead. Botch in other federations. String together convoluted matches anywhere else. It doesn't matter. Grab your paycheck. Knock yourself out. Make yourself some money. There's nothing wrong with that. You'll bring your fans with you if you have enough. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Make the better living for you. If it's not coming from the WWE, then so be it. Go where you need to go. Believe me, the machine can poop out another one. And they've got a better one in NXT right now. We have a better Sasha Banks in NXT right now in Bianca Belair. You want to jump ship, Sasha? I am bringing up Bianca within 6 months' time. She is perfect. She's younger. She's not as prideful. She toes the line. Not so full of herself either. She's not pulling off crap in the ring just because it'll make her feel good. So, but honestly, I think it's because she's just frustrated. So, give her some time off. Lay her off TV for 6 months. A long time. Then I'd bring her back. Bring her back after 6 months. Then she'll get the praise and adulation. She'll feel like hot shit. Then you put her in a feud with Naomi. And watch her get thrown around like a rag doll, and she doesn't know what the hell to do. In my opinion, I think Sasha Banks personifies everyone on the internet who thinks that they know everything when they know nothing. I don't know everything. God, I take shots at tequila because I don't. But I do know some things when it comes to human nature, when it comes to communication. And what I'm getting from her right now, she's frustrated, doesn't know what to do, and WWE's not going to let her go. No. They're going to keep her on contract, but she's going to do jack shit. They're going to keep her on contract, and she will do absolutely nothing. She is going to be a ghost. She is going to be a fixture on the milk carton once Bray Wyatt leaves. Just saying. Speaking of other people who have claimed to have asked for their release, but have actually been vocal about it, is Luke Harper. Recently, yesterday, he posted on his Twitter account basically that he had requested his release after being with the company for 6 years. Here is his statement, and quote, "As of this evening, I have requested a release from the WWE. The past 6 years have been a simply amazing journey around the world and back with lifelong friends and family. I am proud of it all and proud to say I shared the ring with my coworkers. This decision is difficult as it was, feels right for myself in the WWE. My goal in the future is to continue to grow as a performer and person and continue to make my family proud. Thank you from the top of to the bottom of the WWE. Thank you to the fans for your undying support. Thank you, everyone." So, thoughts on Luke Harper? Dude, more power to you. You're 39 years old. You're almost as old as me, I believe. There's plenty of places for you to go. That'll be easier on your body. That'll be easier on the road for you. But just be mindful of where you go and what kind of attention you want to attract to yourself. Luke Harper does get it. Andrew's absolutely right. Luke Harper gets it. His age is up there. His body can't do it anymore. So he needs to find something simpler. Is Jacksonville, Florida, and the t-shirt company AEW for him? Maybe. But it's too early to think about that right now. Let the guy have some time off. He's got to heal a little bit. Let him assess what he wants to do. He's not there right now to where he could be a producer or anything like that, but he will be just fine wherever the hell he goes. He has a frame and a body and a look that no one else has. Okay? I have all the faith that he knows what the hell he's doing. Another guy was not put on Wrestleview, but I thought I'd bring it up to you guys because I venture onto the Twitter on my days off, is Alexander Wolf. Alexander Wolf put out a statement of his own, though not as specific. We, Sanity, made our TV debut October 2016 for NXT at Full Sail University in Orlando. We had a great time in NXT, and we accomplished a lot. Tag Team Champs, Tag Team of the Year 2017, first ever War Games match, performed in front of about 15,000 people at a sold-out takeover, growing together as athletes and performers. The whole group is like a family to me. I made 3 good friends over the last 3 years, and I'm really grateful for that. It was without a doubt a great time. Thank you guys for everything. Thank you to the entire SmackDown locker room. Thank you for the good vibes, laughs, and wisdom. I appreciate all of you, and I wish you all the best of your future careers. Thank you to the fans who supported us and never stopped believing in us. I appreciate you as well, and trust me, I speak for all 4 of us. It's time to leave this behind, a walk a different path. RIP Sanity. Goodbye. Hashtag WWE. So what do we make of this? This one is a little ambiguous to me. There's paths that I can see for Alexander Wolf that's happening right now. For number one, I can't put him along the levels of a performer as Luke Harper. However, there is a niche for him. He knows where that niche is. He has been retweeting it on his Twitter account for the ring apparel done by Ringkampf. That is Walter's apparel. And that would be in Europe. I can absolutely see Alexander Wolf, at best, going over to NXT UK. At worst, being signed up by Progress out of Europe, who is a partner with the WWE and NXT. That's what this is looking like right now when it comes to Alexander Wolf. And this is a story that's not really being touched on because it's an auxiliary character and really hasn't been shown on TV that much. So that's what I'm looking at right now with Alexander Wolf. He's going back to Europe to do something. We don't know what. Whether it's WWE affiliated, we're not sure. Other people who are stepping down or are no longer with. The hashtag worked. Per report from last Thursday, Road Dogg, Jesse James, Brian James, stepped down as co-lead writer of WWE Smackdown Live. Road Dogg Brian James informed the company that he is resigning from his position as the co-lead writer of WWE Smackdown Live. This is per a report by PW Insider at F4W Online. James informed the WWE last Wednesday of his decision. James was reported to be frustrated for some time over an excessive amount of changes made to the script of SmackDown. Breaking point is said to have happened that past Tuesday at the SmackDown Live taping at Brooklyn, the go-home WrestleMania show. James has been a co-lead writer of SmackDown Live since 2017 of January. James worked alongside Stephen Guerrieri, who will remain the lead writer of the show and has been working out of Stamford, Connecticut. Have you been noticing how the show is different? It's kind of lazy. Lots of 6-man and 8-man tags. Also, per report, another creative writer has quit the company, but this was during the Hall of Fame ceremonies during WrestleMania weekend. According to reports by Mike Johnson, who is always on his game, and Dark Overlord Dave Meltzer, Robert Evans is no longer a part of the company's creative writing team over the situation which took place during last weekend's Hall of Fame ceremony at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. It's being reported that a line in the speech Evans wrote that had Hart thanking Vince McMahon for giving him and Jim Neidhart their break together. It's also being said that the writers were either told ahead of time or it was expected that they knew Vince McMahon's name was not to be mentioned in any of the Hall of Fame speeches. It is noted in Meltzer's report that Evans was berated, and because he was about to be fired, he instead quit on his own. Yeah. Sure. Whatever. Yeah. Sure. Whatever. Let's go to different reports. For example, the WWE signing Championship Wrestling from Hollywood announcer Johnny LaQuasto. Mike Johnson, who is always on his game, from PW Insider, is reporting that the WWE has signed Championship Wrestling from a Hollywood play-by-play announcer Johnny LaQuasto. According to Johnson, LaQuasto's final taping with CWFH was last Sunday. According to the bio section of LaQuasto's website, he is the host and co-creator of the Wrestling Compadre Slamcast on Fox Sports, host at Access Live TV, has performed as a comedian on Comics Unleashed, Gotham City Live on Access TV. Whatever. What the hell ever. Just watch out for this goof showing up on your television screen. Whatever. Somber news to talk about, though. As reported last Friday, Vampiro announced that he has been diagnosed with Alzheimer's at the age of 51. Former WCW star and Lucha Underground announcer Vampiro released a statement on Twitter saying that he has been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. He also, still only 51, Vampiro, whose real name is Ian Richard Hodgkinson, took to his social media to announce it, saying, got some results from the doctor yesterday. Not the best of news, but in my heart, I know it's a fight I'm going to win. I am not worried about anything. I am worried about how I can give more back to everyone who blah, 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 blah. Yes, everyone here at Wrestleview, yes, I wish you well. Alzheimer's is not fun. Yeah, that's something I don't joke about. Anything involving strokes or Alzheimer's or anything like that, that's something I don't joke about. So, yeah. Unless Vampiro appears on television to continue announcing within the next month and a half, and leads us all to believe that he's just trying to get sympathy towards him, yeah. So I'm trying not to be cynical, but yeah. I wish him the best. Everything will be fine. News on the Hall of Fame what the fuck just happened front. Bret Hart attacker was released from jail on bond and he was set for a court appearance last Friday, according to a new report by the PW insider Zachary Madsen. The guy who attacked Bret Hart at the Hall of Fame induction ceremony 2 weeks ago was released Wednesday from the Brooklyn Detention Complex on a $1,500 bond. Madsen has been charged with 2 counts of assault in a third degree for tackling Bret Hart, as well as trespassing and interfering with a sporting event. He is set for the court appearance that Friday. However, there was a delay for that hearing that was supposed to happen last Friday. Instead, as of this report that was reported out, it seems to be from last Friday. He was scheduled to appear in court. However, Madsen's court appearance has now been delayed until May the 28th. When it comes to the charges that were against him in New York, assault in the third degree is a Class A misdemeanor, could be punishable up to 1 year in jail per count. If found guilty, Madsen could face up to a year in jail for each count of assault. That's not going to happen. He's going to pay a massive fine and he's going to be on probation. Everyone has already forgotten about it. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. News on the Jacksonville T-Shirt Company front, also known as All Elite Wrestling. They are reportedly in advanced talks with Warner Media for a weekly televised show. This is per a report that was last Thursday, according to a report by The Wrap. All Elite Wrestling is engaged in what is being described as advanced talks with AT&T's Turner Media for a weekly televised show, most likely landing on TNT, the former home of Monday Night Nitro from 95 until 2001. Back in November of 2018, AEW filed for a number of trademarks, including, quote, Tuesday Night Dynamite. Tuesday Night Dynamite? It should be noted that the deal is definitely not signed, but the goal is to have a deal in time for the mid-May upfronts, an annual event where television platforms present what they will be airing for their fall programming, which, in turn, is going to be happening very soon, and is touted that AEW is going to be part of a lineup of some Turner broadcast stations, which include TBS or TNT. That has been rumored, but we'll see. As if you thought AEW and the Jacksonville T-Shirt Company was going to be doing any other events besides Double or Nothing out of Las Vegas coming up on Memorial Day weekend, they will also be hosting an event at Fighter Fest, that is F-Y-T-E-R, Fighter Fest, on Saturday, June the 29th at Daytona Beach. Press release has been put out. I'm not reading the whole damn thing, but that is another event that they're doing. They show the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Pac, and the Lucha dudes, really ugly-looking dudes on the cover. But also, they're going to be doing a charity partnership with Jacksonville's VAAC for Fight for the Fallen on July 13th. They announced on July 13th the Fight for the Fallen event from Jacksonville, Florida will benefit the Jacksonville's Victim Assistance Advisory Council. Awesome local events. This is kind of what I thought AEW was going to be doing, was a lot of local stuff to get their name out, to make themselves look good, and that's just fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's good to see that once they get the profits from their t-shirts, that they'll be giving them to a good cause. Let's get some other happy news going on here. WWE superstar Titus O'Neil's book is set to be published this coming August, as reported last Thursday. His book, entitled There's No Such Thing as a Bad Kid, How I Went from Stereotype to Prototype, will be published on August the 6th of this year. Pre-orders can be found on a link that's on the Wrestleview.com website. Yes. So, yeah, Titus, you just keep on saving the world. Seriously, don't wrestle anymore. You just run for president. Save us all. Seriously, save the planet. You are a treasure, an absolute treasure. You don't need to wrestle anymore. Keep doing what you're doing. Be a WWE ambassador. Man, you are making a killing. Hey, more happy news. Per a report from last Saturday, WWE star got engaged. That is Humberto Carrillo. Carrillo announced on his Instagram that he was engaged. He made the announcement with a picture of himself and his soon-to-be new bride from the Empire State Building in New York. That is so sweet. Also, Toni Storm has been announced for some Stardom shows in May. Stardom announced on their Twitter account on Friday that current NXT UK Women's Champ Toni Storm scheduled to make her return to the promotion during a series of upcoming shows this first week in May at Shinkiba, followed by an appearance at the May 16th show, which will be held at the Korakuen Hall. Yes, that's where she made her break, was in the Japans. So there you go. WWE still reaching out to the smaller federations. There's nothing wrong with that. Finally, do I really need to talk about how Pat McAfee felt after working his first WrestleMania and how he fought with Michael Cole? Is this really worth it? What's a Toni Storm, asks Quentin. She's a blonde-haired chick with something underneath her eye. Something like that. I am not going to really talk about what Pat McAfee thinks, because that doesn't really matter. Sorry. I will move on. Because there's way more important news that I want to touch on, and that comes to the injury front. First off, reported last Thursday, Big E suffered a torn meniscus during last week's SmackDown live taping on Tuesday. He even mentioned on his Twitter account, quote, making mincemeat of my meniscus, crossbody cooked the cartilage, bye for a bit. Yeah, so Big E is out with a torn meniscus. Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. That's going to be really, really tough. Also, former Raw Women's Champion Nia Jax is going to be undergoing cleanup knee surgery on both ACLs in both of her knees throughout this week. She issued a post on her Twitter account. Some of you may or may not know, quote, but I will be out of action for a little while. Unfortunately, I have been pushing through some pain over the last year due to injuries in my knees, and I will be undergoing surgery to repair both of my ACLs. I'm grateful to everyone who has supported me. Thank you. Andrew, Doug needs an ambulance crossover for the injury list. Oh, yeah. So Nia Jax is going to be out with reparative ACL surgery on both knees. Bye. Bye, Fab. We'll miss you. But the biggest injury of all, and personal and then some, is Ronda Rousey, who broke her hand during the WrestleMania match 2 weeks ago. Said to undergo surgery that past Tuesday. According to a new report from Fightful, Rousey is scheduled to undergo surgery on her broken hand that Tuesday. Rousey was backstage at last week's Raw in Brooklyn, but was used due to her scheduled surgery and planned time off. So, oh no to her. Oh, you're still sticking around. Well, hi, how are you? Sorry, Fab. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about you were going. Stick around. Seemed like a fun guy. However, Ronda Rousey, though she may have a broken hand and that would keep her out for a substantial amount of time, no, she's going to be out for a lot longer. Because she issued out on her Instagram account that she was planning on having a family with her husband Travis Brown, which is just fine. It is the perfect time to do it. According to a report by ESPN and put out just 2 days ago, this past Monday, former Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey is taking a hiatus from the WWE to start a family. Here it is, kissing her husband on her Instagram account, and underneath the hashtag it says, "I'm impregnation vacation." The 32-year-old Rousey has no children. Brown, who's 36, has 2 sons from a previous marriage. That doesn't matter. So, Ronda Rousey, even though she is out with a broken hand, is also going to be out because life, happiness, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Right. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. So, looking at the injury list, Jason Jordan has been out with a neck injury for nearly a year and a half. We have no idea what is up with him. If he is still if he's still an active, he's still on the roster, still on the main roster. We don't know if he's still able to wrestle or not. No clue. But he's still out. Fandango had a torn labrum. He was supposed to return around February or March. Haven't seen him. We have no idea what's going on with Fandango. Akam, knee surgery, reparative knee surgery. He's going to be out until May. Tommaso Ciampa. Neck surgery. He is not really going to be due back conservatively until December of this year, if he is. It's pretty severe. Ronda Rousey, broken hand and personal reasons. I am putting her at coming back at next year's WrestleMania. It's going to be a full calendar year until we see Ronda Rousey again. So, and she'll still be under contract. There will be so many talks about Ronda Rousey's contractual status from here until then. But for now, I am putting her coming back for WrestleMania. Big E, torn meniscus. Looked up some stuff when it comes to a torn meniscus. He will be on crutches for about 2 to 3 weeks. Rehab is about 6 to 8 weeks. So if you want to be optimistic, he might be out for 3 months. So right now I'm kind of putting him on a timetable of July of this month, though it would not surprise me if Big E doesn't come back in time for SummerSlam, is kind of what I'm looking at. And finally, Nia Jax. Cleanup surgery on both ACLs is a rough one. That's going to be a long rehab stint for her. I don't see her coming back until Royal Rumble of next year. Which leaves to believe what's going to happen with Tamina, what's going to happen there. But right now, Nia Jax is not going to be around until next year, is my presumption. So, those are all the people that are hurt. Lots of people, well, 3 people, but very substantial people that are hurt. What about the people who aren't hurt? What about the people who are perfectly healthy? What about the people who haven't been on TV for the past 3 weeks? Who were not on WrestleMania? Well, they end up going on the WWE Milk Carton. The WWE Milk Carton is a list of performers that have not been on television. WWE, that means Raw, SmackDown, or a pay-per-view, have not been on television for at least 3 weeks. Where the hell are they? Why the hell weren't they at WrestleMania? That's not for me to wonder, but I have my sources. And my sources are also telling me I got to take a restroom break real quick. So, God, I got to try to hold this in. Can I hold this in? I don't know if I can. No, I'm not. So, everyone sit tight. For only a minute and a half, you're going to be staring at a really creepy graphic for a little bit. So, what am I talking about? The WWE Milk Carton is coming up. I'll be right back. Gotta drain it. The sources are hitting me.
I just came back from the bathroom. I'm feeling really good and I'm walking a lot faster now.
So unprofessional, Gills. That's why you're leaving. Well, I'm back. Okay. All right. WWE Milk Carton. All right. Alicia Fox. We have not seen her on television since February the 4th when she teamed up with Nikki Cross to face Sasha Banks and Bayley for a qualifying match into the Elimination Chamber where we would determine who would be the women's tag team champions. She is too busy having fun with her boyfriend out in islands somewhere, having time of her life, I guess. Spring cleaning victim number 1 is right here. Did not see her at all. I don't know what the hell is going on there. I'll be honest. This one, and I'm trying not to believe Boys in the Back reports. Many of you can look them up, but not believe in them. But I don't know. Not Akam, but Razar has not been on television since February the 4th, alongside Drake Maverick behind him, where they had a beef with Apollo Crews because he really liked Kurt Angle. On Razar's Instagram, and it was retweeted by Ryan Satan on Twitter earlier today. Razar has been working out. The boy is 335 pounds and effing jacked. Razar looks like a fucking house. Okay? Expect him to be back very soon. Okay? If not very soon, it's going to be in time when Akam is healthy. These guys come back. Oh, God. Razar looks like a fucking house. I'm serious. Okay? I would pay money to see him and Brock Lesnar in anything destroying each other right now. Oh, boy. Dolph Ziggler is too busy trying to be a stand-up comedian. We have not seen him since January the 27th at the Royal Rumble. He's still under contract. He's still on the WWE main roster. What the hell does he plan on doing? Is he going to try to come back to a fanfare a la Chris Jericho or Shawn Michaels because that's what he wishes he could be? Sure, go right ahead. Apart from that, go ahead and try to sell out stand-up joints and try to get chuckles from at least 25 drunkards. You ain't going to do it. No one knows who you are. I think I made my thoughts known. Epico Cologne. We have not seen him since the Raw vs. SmackDown Tag Team Match of Survivor Series on November the 18th. Now, Primo Cologne has been on television as part of helping out Shane McMahon during Shane and Miz's feud going into WrestleMania. But Epico, I don't know what's going on here. I don't see the Shining Stars coming back anytime soon, or the Colognes, or El Matadors, or whatever you want to call them. I don't know. Epico Cologne is one that I'm kind of worried about. And he was such a really good, decent act, too. Him and Primo would do very good being scouts and coaches, but right now I'm not so sure. And finally, the stalwart of the Milk Carton, who has had a creepy puppet and creepy vignettes with creepy dolls and creepy toys and creepy music and creepy laughter, Bray Wyatt. We have not seen him since an August the 13th go-home episode of Raw leading into SmackDown. It has been 8 months since we've seen Bray Wyatt. Though he's being touted on the vignettes, he's going to be coming back soon. So, nothing to worry about there. Doug, you don't have to do any more predicting about when he's going to be coming back, and thank God. Who do I think is going to be the new stalwart of the Milk Carton? Brace yourself for a boss! That's what I'm thinking. Actually, I'll go and fill you guys in on this. So, if they don't appear next week on television, these are the people that may appear, the performers that will appear on the Milk Carton. The Singh brothers, Alexander Wolf, Eric Young, Killian Dane, Apollo Crews. No, not Apollo Crews. No, not Apollo Crews. So, yeah. Basically, Sanity and the Singh brothers are lined up to be on the Milk Carton right now. But it will get crowded very soon. So many people have shifted. We have not seen a lot of people on TV. They are on the main roster on the WWE page. So, oh well. Now that I am cleansed of toxins and accepting more sources, it's now time to go over the aftermath of the Superstar shakeup. It's now time to talk about all these people that switched from blue to red, from red to blue, from yellow to red, from yellow to blue. Yellow being NXT. So what is the purpose of all of these performers shifting over, and what programs can we look forward to here on out? I tried to book WrestleMania. I just couldn't do it. So, here we go. Superstar shakeup. Hangover. I really should never say the word hangover when I'm doing these shows. I really shouldn't. It just has me look forward. It reminds me of what tomorrow may bring. Before I do that, all right, so here we go. Before I do this, I need to follow up on my locks, my failed locks. It was agreed upon by you all in the chat that instead of 4 shots, I do only 3. So, I did 2 at the beginning of the show. So, I'm just going to do the 1 right now. I'm probably going to need it because I'm going to be talking about programs that I will not lock. I'm not going to do that. So, there's the double shot glass. You see it right there in front of me. Here is the Tequila. Oh, God, I hate this stuff. Half. Oh, God. Can I put that back in there? No, I can't do that. I don't want to spill tequila all over my computer desk. Okay. Procrastination going into the hangover of the Superstar shakeup. Brace yourselves. This is going to be a doozy. All right. No, Gills, I did not kick out at 2. I took the full 3. So once again, as is tradition, whenever I do this shit, that's going to make for great audio. Yeah, it is a hell of a half. Yeah, Xantrix. Welcome to the show, Xantrix. That is a hell of a half. Yeah, it's a little over a half. I deserve it. Okay, I deserve it for being so wrong. So once again, as is tradition, here's to me not knowing shit about professional wrestling. God damn it! Oh. Mm. Ah. Oh. Is it us not knowing shit? No, I'm the one taking the punishment. You guys don't have to do anything. Ooh, my hands look weird from the green screen like that. All right. Superstar Shakeup Aftermath. We are going to go over all of the people who switched from blue to red, from red to blue, from yellow to red, from yellow to blue. Here we go. Why do I raise my hands like that? It's kind of weird. All right. Let's start with Raw. I want you to keep in mind the order that I am saying all of these people in is the exact same order that is listed on the WWE's article regarding the Superstar Shakeup. Actually, just keep that in mind. Okay, these are the people that they mentioned. This is not alphabetical. This is not by order that they were announced on said programs of Raw or SmackDown. This is the order that they put them in. Bear this in mind, okay? Andrew, got a question. They mentioned Lars came over from Raw, but it wasn't made clear. Well, who cares? Lars is on SmackDown, okay? All right, so per order that is on WWE.com's page, here are the people showing up on Raw now. AJ Styles, number one. A great, fresh, babyface main event talent that can take the place of one that has left. When you think of the transition of SmackDown going to Fox in October, who would make the better major babyface? AJ Styles or someone else? It is more difficult to sell, honestly, it's more difficult to sell AJ Styles to a brand new audience than it is Roman Reigns. I'm serious. It is. It really is. Which one is bigger? Which one is more demonstrative? It's Roman Reigns. It's not because who has been there the longest, or has been in the main event the longest, or who has had more WrestleMania main events. It's more about the look. You need a main character on SmackDown, and you're going to a brand new network to bring in new people. AJ Styles is not who you want on SmackDown. So, AJ Styles to Raw, no problem. A perfect backup for Seth Rollins in a major character on the Raw program. Because right now on Monday Night Raw, who is the major character? Who's the main character of Monday Night Raw? We have no idea right now. It's been 2 weeks. Seth Rollins won the Universal title from Brock Lesnar, and he's been in multi-man clusterfuck since then. He was supposed to have a match against Kofi Kingston last week. That turned into a tag team match. He had a multi-man clusterfuck this past Monday. So Seth Rollins really hasn't done anything, but it's only been 2 weeks to set himself apart to being the high moral, high ethic babyface main character. There is none. Can AJ Styles be that? In time. In time. It won't take as long. It really will not take that long. The Miz going from SmackDown to Raw. The only reason that they did this was because of his reality TV show. You've got to have the main character of one of your highest rated reality TV shows on USA on Monday night to follow up into the reality TV show that gives you the third highest ratings on your network. It doesn't matter what he's doing on this show. On Monday Night Raw, it doesn't matter what he's doing. He can have throwaway programs. He does not need title matches. It doesn't matter. He just needs to be on TV every Monday to lead into the reality show, to let the USA Network know that they did not waste their money in re-signing Monday Night Raw. That's the only reason. Yes, he gives a killer promo. Yes, he gives some very basic wrestling matches. They are basic. He's fantastic on the microphone. But the only reason he has been put on Monday Night Raw is to solidify and further confirm that USA paid the right price to keep Monday Night Raw. That's it. Call me a capitalistic scumfuck, but that's why. Sorry. It's not to build a decent program. It's not to build any kind of storylines. Just put him in a match with anyone. You're going to see him going against Eric Young a lot. Okay. Get ready for that. Ricochet to Monday Night Raw. Now, this one is very interesting. Is he part of a tag team? Is he not part of a tag team? Is he going to be a singles competitor? I don't know. But if he is going to be a singles competitor, who are you going to pit him up against? You don't have a singles title to pit him up against. So if the titles are not going to be the basis for Ricochet to have storylines, then who are they going to be against? Ricochet is there to be the act. I totally get it. To be the flippy act. Totally get it. No problem. Against who? Who's it against? Understand why he's on the roster. But in the long run, I don't understand. Unless it's part of a tag team, then I totally understand Aleister Black being a part of Monday Night Raw. Him tagged up with Ricochet, you've been doing it for the past 2 to 2.5 months. They've been a tag team ever since they came in. No problem. Keep them as a tag team. They've had matches against the Revival, have matches against the Usos, have matches against the Ascension, B-Team. Knock yourself out. You've got plenty of not programs, but plenty of time to devote to Aleister Black and Ricochet as a tag team. Don't have it be multi-man clusterfucks. Just have it be as a regular tag team match. Keep showing off why the two of them are so different compared to the other tag team that they're going against. Not a problem. Just as long as you can build up enough of a rapport of Aleister Black and Ricochet so that you can eventually split them, albeit not by any chicanery, but that you can split them to go their separate ways as long as you have stuff for them to do. That's the problem. Wow, Doug is almost as long as the average SmackDown episode. Yeah, James, that's kind of how I do. It's kind of how I roll. I try to go the 2 hours, but I usually go 2.25 or 2.5. Gonna try not to, but that's my point with Aleister Black and Ricochet. Keep them as a tag team, have them go for another month and a half, split their separate ways, and then maybe we'll be told that Samoa Joe is the United States champion on Raw spontaneously. It's probably going to happen. The Viking Experience. The War Raiders. Or as I would wish that they would have been called, or I think they should have been called, the Dreadnought. Tag team, pit them up against tag teams. Not a problem. Plenty of them to feed off of. Plenty of tag teams on Raw for them to feed off of, to prop them up, to make them a viable tag team. To face Ryder and Hawkins, maybe not. But the inevitable end game is to have them against the Usos. Or the inevitable end game is to have them in a match against Black and Ricochet. Jamel saying, that ain't not bad, Doug. I like that name. I like it too. The Dreadnought. So, that's what I'm looking at with these guys. But man, that name. Damn, that name is bad. That was just thrown so hastily. There was no thought into it at all. You know? And again, it speaks volumes about how much Vince does not watch anything that his network provides. Zelina Vega and Andrade. Now, Andrade gave us some fantastic matches on SmackDown against Rey Mysterio, AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan. Albeit they were against people his size, like Finn Balor. So you bring him over to Raw. You want him to showcase his talents and give those really good matches that last a commercial break or 2 commercial breaks. Will he be able to do that against Braun Strowman? I don't know. He can definitely do it against Seth Rollins. That is not a problem. That will be done, but it's a non-title match, and it won't be for a title. I don't understand why he's here. But Andrade versus Ricochet? Andrade versus Aleister Black? Yes, sounds great. You are essentially bringing the NXT roster to Monday Night Raw. That's what you're doing. Monday Night Raw is now being filled by NXT matches. Prepare yourselves for the next 2 months. That's what it's going to be. All of the people that have been on NXT are going to be having matches with themselves. That's what it's going to be. And it will be for nothing, signifying nothing. I have no faith in any programs or any storylines involving emotion, involving any NXT performance, past or otherwise. Unless they've done a viable job in establishing what their character is. Quentin St. Andrade can have a good match with anyone his size and smaller. That's right. So, him against Braun? Oh, I'm not sure. Rey Mysterio. Don't tell me we brought Rey Mysterio in there just to have fun with Andrade or to have fun with Ricochet. Why did we bring Rey Mysterio here? Why is he here? Why was he on SmackDown? What purpose did he really... This needs to be asked right now. No, that's a serious question. Why was Rey Mysterio signed? Was it to make Andrade look good? Did you get your risk on investment on that one? I'm throwing that out there. No one is really asking this question. Why was Rey Mysterio signed a year ago? Why? Why? Is it because we're going to promise him a Hall of Fame induction? Is it because we want him to go out at WrestleMania? Is it because we wanted him to prop up Andrade, even though Andrade hasn't really done anything? You've spent over a month having matches with Mysterio and done nothing with Andrade? Why did we bring him here? It can't be for, and I see all of you bring up for the memories, for nostalgia junk. But who's watching the show right now? Who would know who Rey Mysterio is and the great matches that he's had? Okay? I don't understand why Rey Mysterio is here. The only reason that I can think of is to give him the same treatment they gave Kurt Angle. This is his farewell. Seriously. This is his final year. His knees have had more work on them than any road in your town. Okay? This has got to be his final year. They're giving him a farewell. This has got to be it. It's my guess. I'm not putting Mysterio on 205 Live. I'm not having him do anything else. I am having him be a prop character to try to build up anyone else. Do I want to see Rey Mysterio and Drew McIntyre? Hell yeah! Rey Mysterio and Bobby Lashley? Hell yeah! Rey Mysterio and Braun Strowman? Are you fucking kidding me? Sure, absolutely I do. But it's not to put a belt on him. It's not to put a storyline in front of him. I cannot build a 1 or 2 month long storyline program with Rey Mysterio. I just can't. He has now become the ultimate gatekeeper, like Matt Hardy was in the early 2000s. Seriously, that's what he has become. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just we haven't really been shown that that's the reason why he was brought back and signed on. So I want to hold off on my major criticisms of the signing because we're only 2 weeks in after WrestleMania. We just had the superstar shakeup, but I've got a feeling that's why they brought Ray in. Prop up everyone. Here's your go. Here's your send off. Here's the gold watch and color television. Happy trails. Now, here's an act that can serve a purpose. The Usos serving a major purpose. Not just for themselves. Okay, they are the stalwarts of the entire WWE Tag Team division. Stalwarts. Making any tag team look good. Could they save the other tag teams that are in Raw right now? B-Team, Ascension, potentially Fashion Police if Fandango shows up after a torn labrum. Imagine them with the Dreadnought, the Viking Experience. Imagine them against the Revival. Fuck. Okay, Usos have a place. Will they be Raw Tag Team Champions? That doesn't matter. What matters is them making the other tag teams look good. That's all that matters. It's not about belts. It's not about props. It's about making everyone look good and having a very viable and entertaining television show. Naomi should have known that she was going to come to Raw. If the Usos were coming to Raw, then Naomi was coming to Raw. So, Naomi to Raw. Huh. Just as how I was thinking with Lacey Evans being signed to SmackDown, but instead the opposite happens. A Lacey Evans, Naomi. Oh my God, that program sounds fantastic. Lacey Evans, Naomi sounds fantastic. Alexa Bliss, Naomi, again from SmackDown sounds good. You know? There's stuff to be done with Naomi on Raw. There's stuff that can be done. Can she be paired up with someone for a tag team title? Nah, probably not. But here's one thing I want you to bear in mind, and I'm glad we're talking about Naomi here to Raw. Here's a statistic you need to think about. Currently, on the Raw rosters and SmackDown rosters, currently, there are 11 active female performers on Raw. But on SmackDown, there are 14 active female performers. Active. I'm counting injuries. I'm counting all of those. And Becky Lynch counts as one for both of those brands. There are more women on SmackDown than there are on Raw. I called that. Thank you. So, Naomi on Raw. She could have plenty of good matches on there to try to prop herself up. Now that the Riot Squad has been disbanded, Ruby Riot, they are pushing Sarah Logan. That was shown on the Women's Battle Royal from WrestleMania. So, putting it out there. EC3, squash. Jobber fodder. We sent Apollo Crews on to SmackDown, so who do we have to replace him? We got EC3. Will this set the internet ablaze? Probably not. This poor guy? Are you kidding me? I'm not sorry for him. He's earning a paycheck. EC3 is going to be just fine, taking his lumps. He might form a tag team within a handful of months. Him and Bobby Roode? Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. Him and Bobby Roode. Who knows? But he hasn't established a character. He hasn't been on TV that much. He's looked more like a narcissist than anything else. So, for everyone in Internet's lands who has been watching him on a different federation that tries to bilk them for their money, thinking that he's hot shit, stop it. He hasn't done enough in the WWE at all, including NXT, to warrant any kind of higher position. He's going to be a fall guy. That's what he's going to be. Lacey Evans, don't need to say anything about. She is going to be the major female figure of Raw for a very long time until Ronda Rousey has named her child. I'm not wrong, right? Her in a feud with Naomi? Oh, her in a feud with Natalya? Now. Lacey Evans is going to be the face of the women's roster on Monday Night Raw for a very, very, very long time. Eric Young. Now this is something I want to talk about here. Just as much as EC3 is going to be fodder, Eric Young is going to be fodder. EC3 is going to be fodder for the baby faces. Eric Young is going to be the fodder. Eric Young is going to be fodder for the baby faces. EC3 might be fodder for the heels. Okay? Eric Young is going to be your basic performer for the dark matches, is why he's been brought on to Raw. Pair him up with a random tag team to make another tag team look good. That's why he's on there. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. He's a valid performer. He's a fantastic performer in the role that he's put in. Don't expect much. Okay? I think the cat's about 34. I think he's in his mid-30s right now. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he kind of calls it quits and becomes a producer or a coach. So, while I was all high on sanity, the reason I was is because they weren't being used. There was a place for them, and they weren't being used. They've split them up, so now, I don't know. Eric Young, to me, I don't see him lasting long, is the only thing. It's just me. Cedric Alexander. Okay, so here's our foil to Andrade. Here is our respects match against Rey Mysterio. Here's our respects match for Ricochet. We were not given a vignette of speaking lines by him on Raw. We were not given anything by him on Monday Night Raw. So again, Apollo has gone to SmackDown. So who do we have to replace him? Eric Young is 39, says Jamel. Well, there you go. He's going to be calling it quits soon. Same thing with Cedric. Anyone going to get pink slipped or future endeavored now besides Sasha and Ambrose? Well, I said Harper. He might. But spring cleaning wise, who I'm mentioning right here, there's no spring cleaning here. There's no spring cleaning here. Cedric Alexander is just going to be fodder. He's going to be main event stuff. He's going to be superstar stuff. No major programs going on here. So, there it is for Raw. Well, wait. Is there anyone else? No. So now we're going to SmackDown. Going to the Blue Show. People who went from red to blue or yellow to blue. What are their places? Why are they there? Going down from the order on the WWE.com page of who we should pay attention to. Roman Reigns, enough said. He is the main character of SmackDown Live. Period. His main foils. Daniel Bryan is going to be a foil, but he hasn't gotten a title yet. Kofi Kingston has the title, so why isn't Kofi Kingston the main character? Because he's been part of a team and Roman Reigns has been a main character for the past 5 years. Stop it. Roman Reigns will get more mic time than Kofi Kingston ever will. It's only inevitable until Roman Reigns gets the WWE title. In fact, that's the first thing I chalked up on the WrestleMania whiteboard. How? I don't know. I don't know how that's going to happen. But right now, he is the main character. He is the code of ethics. Finn Balor, Fonz Balor, Demon Balor, Blue Demon Balor, whatever the hell you want to call him. He's the Intercontinental Champion, and he's coming to SmackDown. Just had an honorific, respectful match against Ali. Well, that's really cute. So what else is he going to do? This is a really, really tough one. What else is Balor going to do? What mid-card talent could he go against? Honestly, there's not much. SmackDown is a little thin. Honestly. If you want to count any people, they're all involved in tag teams. Everyone in the New Day. The Bar. Anyone? Elias again? He's already had a program with Elias. Fonz versus Buddy Murphy. CJ says, what? Maybe. Going to have to intro everyone to Buddy Murphy within the next month and a half. This is a tough one. This is a really, really tough sell. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. I see him in a lot of tag team matches right now. I just don't know. And the same thing with Elias. The mid-card in SmackDown just feels empty to me right now. And it's not because of who has shifted to Raw. Because all the talents that I've said that have shifted to Raw, we just mentioned The Miz as a mid-card talent going to Raw. There's not much going on the mid-card on SmackDown. So we have brought Fonz and Elias, two who have gone against each other extensively on Raw, heel and face, over to SmackDown. To do what? I don't know. We'll see. SmackDown lost their mid-card for the most part, says CJ. Well, I don't really know. I mean, it seems SmackDown has been incredibly centered on, in the past, tag team wrestling and a main card, and maybe women's, and that's about it. Mid-card has been middling at best. Okay? Now on SmackDown, we place a lot more emphasis on women. A little bit more emphasis on the main card, but it's way more emphasis on the women. So, and Andrew's saying you got to wait a couple of months to judge? Absolutely. We need time to be on our side with this. We're only 2 weeks past WrestleMania. So, I'm trying to predict as much as I can here with the shakeups. Elias, I don't know what his focus is right now. Speaking of the women, an influx of women coming into SmackDown. Bayley coming on in. You've got the Iconics in there right now. You've got Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose in there right now. Lana is in there right now. Lana is a fantastic jobber right now. Again, 14 women actively part of the SmackDown roster, only 11 on Raw's roster. There is plenty of space to make Bayley a viable name, as well as Ember Moon, who is in dire need of refresh. When Ember Moon came out during Becky Lynch's monologue, I was like, all right, here we go. Now we have Lacey Evans going for the Raw title, so we got Ember Moon going for the SmackDown title. But then Ember was interrupted by Bayley, killed Ember's thunder immediately, which led me to believe SmackDown doesn't have a heel woman apart from Charlotte and the Iconics. There is no tweener. There is no tweener on the women's side. Ember can get there if she's shown on TV enough and not put in mixed match tag matches. I see a lot of stuff in Ember Moon's future. It just depends on how they do this. And my thoughts on how they'll do this will be later on when I talk about the programs that you should be looking forward to. Kairi Sane is back. Oh, yeah, Kairi Sane. Now on SmackDown. Teamed up with Asuka because Japan. We got Paige translating for her. Oh, that's really fun. She's going to be at WrestleMania next year because our WrestleMania. So there you go. This is for the kids, period. Going to be teaming up with Asuka. They're going to get the tag titles. Blah, 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 blah. Now there's the guy I want to talk about. Lars Sullivan, monster heel. The monster heel of SmackDown. Taking the place of Baron Corbin because SmackDown has been lacking in a monster heel. Lars Sullivan on SmackDown. Oh, he's going to have him some fun. Plowing through the New Day. Plowing through everybody. Him and Randy Orton can have some fun. Just throwing that out there. So yeah. Lars Sullivan, monster heel. Have some fun. Buddy Murphy. Well, you've got Ali there, so and there's your flippy dippy. You got him against Balor. Yeah, that can be fun. But I don't know if I have enough faith in SmackDown writing or main roster WWE writing as a whole when it comes to Buddy Murphy. I just don't know. It's going to take a little bit. This is going to take a little bit of time. I don't know. I see him as fodder. I really do. His first match could be against Roman Reigns. That's what I see. Now, Liv Morgan coming to the SmackDown side. Hope you don't mind. I just want to stare at this picture for a little bit. Okay. Liv Morgan coming to SmackDown. SmackDown is in need of a female jobber. Let's go ahead and say it. And Liv Morgan is fantastic at it. She's a fantastic seller. It's not like she can't take a knee to the face and get a concussion. I'm sorry. Sorry, that was a little too soon. So, Liv Morgan can be a fantastic jobber. Could be the Kurt Hawkins of the female division. Throwing that out there. Just throwing it out there. Take it for what you will. No major programs with her. No, she's there to just affirm or confirm or reaffirm. Same thing with Chad Gable. You need to confirm a heel. Here's Lars' first opponent next week. Lars versus Chad Gable. Have fun. There you go. Chad Gable, I know you are great in NXT. You are only in tag teams. That's all you can ever do. You've got about as much as charisma as a styrofoam peanut. Everyone in internet's lands can be proud of your rolling German suplex, but nope. Moves don't do anything. Sorry. Apollo Crews, I'm sorry. Hey, maybe you can tag up with Chad Gable. Become American Alpha 3.0. Him and Shelton Benjamin. Apollo Crews and Shelton Benjamin. Or are you reuniting Gable with Shelton Benjamin? All three of these be a tag team. I don't know. Finally, Mickie James. Well, no, not finally. There's still one more act. Mickie James. Just as much as how you want to hire a elder free agent onto your team of rookies and young guns, that's what Mickie James is there for. She is there to establish the female talent. Have her against Ember Moon, her against Bayley, her against Charlotte. Why not? You know? That's why she's there. That's why she's there, and that's why Becky Lynch will inevitably be back on SmackDown. Finally. Heavy Machinery. Fun tag team. Fun tag team to have fun with against the Hardy Boys, who were convenient to remind us that they were tag team champions. Because if they had not have done that cell phone video on last night's episode of SmackDown, we never would have thought they were tag team champions. So, those are all of the people going around on the shakeup. So what is there to look forward to? I'm going to fly through right now 8 programs. Nikki Cross is just floating around. Well, she's been floating around for a very long time. Charlotte and Mickie haven't wrestled before. That's right, Jamel. Mickie is the MILF. Well, sure. Okay, if you want to throw sexuality in there, sure. I just think of roast beef. I am going to throw at you 8 programs that you should be looking forward to. 4 on Raw, 4 on SmackDown, no locks, because I slur my words and I've had too much of this shit. Here we go. Let's start it off. Starting on SmackDown, 4 programs you should be looking forward to. Some of these should be no-brainers. Kofi Kingston and Kevin Owens. It's bound to happen. Come on. Seriously? Are we really not oblivious to this? Kevin Owens and Kofi Kingston is going to happen. Probably going to happen within the next couple of weeks. It's been fun as usual. Bye, Gills! So, Kofi Kingston, Kevin Owens will probably get it at Money in the Bank. Daniel Bryan versus Finn Balor. Hey, Finn Balor is only good against people that are his size. Daniel Bryan is the planet's champion. Wouldn't the planet be against a demon? We haven't seen Daniel Bryan since WrestleMania. This sounds like a really good program to start up right when he comes back. Who better to make Ember Moon a heel on SmackDown than against the person that overshadowed her on her debut on SmackDown than Bayley? I was here to make a name for myself, and you came in and stepped on it. Bayley versus Ember Moon. It seems like a no-brainer to me. And finally, the program that's going to happen. It will happen by SummerSlam. I'm not locking it, but I'm so confident. Roman Reigns, Lars Sullivan. Oh, just let it sink in. Just let this sink in. As if we ever thought that there was no other way that Roman Reigns could be shoved down our throats. As if there was no other way that Roman Reigns could be further confirmed that he is the shit. As if there was no other way that we could further confirm that Roman Reigns is the main character of this show that we are shipping over to Fox in October than it is with this. Roman Reigns and Lars Sullivan. Lars is going to be punking people left and right, interrupting every single match, and then, by God, Roman Reigns is going to come out and say, I've had enough. Lars taking 3 Superman punches and 2 spears, but he'll still go down. It's okay. This is going to be a fantastic program. Lars Roman Reigns. Look forward to this one, folks. Look really forward to this one. I think it's going to be better than Braun Strowman. I think it's going to be way better because Lars is not going to be given any speaking lines. This is all going to be about Lars squashing and Roman coming out to save the little people. That's what I see it as. That's what I see it as. All right. No, this is not a WrestleMania match. I cannot make this a WrestleMania match. No. All right. Now, it's time to look at the Doug. Have you ever been approached by the WWE for a creative job? James, I will talk about that next week. So that's Raw. SmackDown. That's what's happening in SmackDown. Raw is a little more convoluted. Because you got to bear in mind that we've got SmackDown going to Fox in October. And so we want to have a very simple cast on SmackDown to write for. Okay, it's a brand new audience we're trying to rope in. Simple cast, simple storylines, simple. Raw, though it being the flagship show, is a little more convoluted. So, bear with me. These are 4 programs that I think are going to be happening on Raw in the near future. Raw is complicated? No way. I know, Jamel. Okay, so, simple but strong, but they got to come out the gate hot on Fox. That's right. So, here we go. What's going to happen on Raw that's... Now, look. You're going to get Usos versus Viking Experience or Doug Lackey's Dreadnought. But Usos versus AOP? Ugh. Usos are going to get the Raw tag titles at some point. Someone's going to get the tag titles at some point, whether it be Viking Experience, Usos, or AOP. Razor looks jacked. Akam, I have no doubt with his rehab, is going to be jacked. I'm kind of pins on in needles about AOP and Viking Experience / War Machine / Dreadnought. So, but this, whoo, the potential. Oh my God, the potential. I think AOP is better than War Machine. I'm sorry. I don't know if it's just because I've seen more of them than War Machine. War Machine is way too New Japan for me. AOP is just the right hint of WWE that I need. That's how I want to put it. Okay? Match number 2. Well, not match number 2. Program number 2. Lacey Evans versus Naomi. The awkwardness and implications of this are amazing. Lacey Evans talking about nasty. I'm Southern Belle. What is you with your fandangled bright lights and your dancing, gyrating your hips? No, that's not how a lady acts. Oh, Lacey Naomi, sign me up. This going for 3 months. This is a long haul right here. Oh, Lacey and Naomi. This is a good one. This is a really good one, okay? I'm sorry, all of you internet fans and you fat fucks wanting Ruby Riott to be in a major program. It ain't happening. No, 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 no. Lacey Naomi. You could get tired of that quickly, Jason? Well, I'm sorry. You're going to get a ton of it. You're getting a ton of Lacey. I'm sorry. Program number 3 was kind of viewed a little bit as a dream match to some. They've done photo ops with each other, I think about a year and a half ago. It's going to happen. And it's rife with a great storyline and build for it to happen. You'll like this one. AJ Styles, Drew McIntyre. This will be a brilliant storyline. Drew McIntyre is all about how people become complacent and he's there to whip them into shape and they need to be more passionate. Drew McIntyre believes that everyone should be fighting and giving their all, and he's there to whip them into shape and tell them that they aren't what they think they are, and they're believing their own hype. And in comes AJ Styles, the man, the house that SmackDown was the house that he built, but he has left their home. And now Drew McIntyre says, you've come into my home and think that this is going to be your home now? This is going to be a fantastically scheduled and storied program. This was a program that Vince was staring at. Vince was staring at this program. This is the kind of storyline and program that can write a novel. This is going to be fantastic and a fantastic slow build. A lot of time is going to be invested in Raw on this program. Seriously. If it doesn't happen in SummerSlam, it's happening at Survivor Series. This is going to be a slow build milk, is what this program will be. Finally, Doug, what about Seth? Seth Rollins, he's the Universal Champ. Took the title for Bork. What's he going to do? Isn't he the main character of Raw now? But I thought AJ Styles is. Who's the main character of Raw? Well, Seth Rollins is, guys. Well, then what's Seth Rollins going to do? Well, he needs to go against a major heel. But, Doug, there is no major heel. If you've got Drew McIntyre going for the guy, then who's Seth? What's the major heel? We've seen it before, and it happens again. He is on their roster. He's been shown to be coming back. It's gonna happen again. We're gonna get Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt again with a Bray Wyatt 3.0. It's going to happen. Mark my words. It's going to happen. Raw, their major heel is Drew McIntyre. What other major heels do they have? Bobby Lashley? No. No one else. Bray Wyatt is going to be Monday Night Raw's major heel. And the major heel will go against the supposed main character, that being Seth Rollins. When? Who knows? SummerSlam? Probably. This one I'm afraid of. This is a program they're going to force. It's not going to help anybody involved. Because Bray Wyatt, again, is going to be the major heel. Who else is the major heel unless you're going to be swerving somebody? And I'll tell you right now, I don't know of anyone they would be swerving. Braun Strowman cannot turn into the Big Show. What do you do? Seth Rollins, Bray Wyatt is going to be a very long program, but it won't be as entertaining as AJ Drew McIntyre. That needs to be said. So, that's what I've got. Your 8 major programs to look forward to. 4 on Raw, 4 on SmackDown. I am not locking anything because my sources are out. Thank you all so much for joining me on this hurtful episode of Wrestleview Weekly, where I paid the price for my failed lock picks on the Superstar Shakeup. I don't know if I'm going to lock anything coming up next week. Am I? When is Money in the Bank? Everybody, look it up right now. Google, Internet Machine, Money in the Bank. Is the Go Home Money in the Bank coming up soon? Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank 2019. When is Money in the Bank? It's coming up right here. Oh, God, May 19th. Oh, boy, we aren't making any locks next week. So, what do we look forward to next week? Okay. I think a sample size of 3 weeks watching the shows next week of Raw and SmackDown are fair enough to say I will attempt to book WrestleMania. I will attempt to book WrestleMania. Tune in next week. Raw and SmackDown reviews, plenty of news, WWE Milk Carton with more Singh Brothers insanity, and fantasy booking abound with WrestleMania 36. Arr, arr, I need health insurance. Arr, my leg. Arr. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Everyone in the chat room, Jason, James, Quentin, Lewis, Jamel, CJ, Grash, Gills, anyone else that I forgot? Too bad. I couldn't see you then. Thank you all so much for showing up. I will see you all next week. Tune in next Monday. Post Raw recap with Mike and Victoria Tedesco if the weather holds. See you then. Oh, and by the way, know when you're being sold to.